Chinatown was one of the first places I've ever been to in the United States ever since I immigrated. My first impression of the neighborhood was that it felt like home.
I grew up coming to Chinatown. I would always just come to see family and we would have dinner outings a lot, and that meant a lot to me growing up.
I think the biggest thing I think of when I think about Chinatown and the Lower East Side where I work is just the sense of community. It's kind of like New York City in microcosm, I think, because it's one of the most diverse neighborhoods in the city.
There's a deeply embedded culture within the neighborhood itself. Chinatown has a lot of immigrant roots to it. It was built by immigrants and is kept by children of immigrants.
So I do see a lot of TikToks about cheap Chinatown eats everywhere. I feel like there is a lot more to it.
This is everything we ate in Chinatown for lunch today.
Here is everything I ate and spent on my Chinatown food tour.
Over the years, I've witnessed many changes in Chinatown. While gentrification has brought new businesses and improved building infrastructures, it also raises the concern about housing affordability and the potential of, the loss of neighbors, the neighborhood's cultural identity. New York City has gone through a lot in the past 2 decades, from 9/11 back in 2001, from natural disasters like Hurricane Ida, Hurricane Sandy, all the way through a pandemic in 2020.
Over the years, especially during the pandemic, I've seen a lot of businesses close down and their rent prices go up in the neighborhood. As we all know, gentrification is a whole mass effect and is primarily targeting these kinds of neighborhoods.
As the neighborhood becomes more and more gentrified and gets new developments and renovating old buildings, I'm worried, and I think a lot of people I've talked to, a lot of my clients are worried, that Chinatown is just going to become smaller and smaller and eventually, hopefully not, but eventually cease to exist in the way that it currently is.
I'd say that Chinatown as a neighborhood is an activist-led neighborhood. Most events hosted in Chinatown are from the community.
Here at Asian Americans Equality, we believe that through community development, Asian Americans for Equality could advance race, social, and economic justice for not only Asian Americans, but any other systematically disadvantaged communities.
In my opinion, every problem is sort of linked to one another. So food insecurity is linked to housing insecurity. So one way that we've combated food insecurity, specifically for the seniors in East Harlem, is we partnered with a farm upstate called Choi Commons to sell at a lower fixed price culturally appropriate produce to those seniors. So that's just one way that we were able to sort of create more of a sense of community outside of Chinatown, in East Harlem, because Chinatown has become so expensive and hard to live in for so many people.
For those who only visit Chinatown for its renowned cuisine, I would encourage them to explore beyond the culinary delights. Behind each, of these food dishes and each of these restaurants is a story of a family that's originally from this neighborhood. In essence, I would say Chinatown is not just a place, and it's a living, breathing organism with a rich history and a promising future.